Trisket, what are you doing? What are you doing, puppy? Are you just sitting there? Are you just being the prettiest girl in the whole widest world? Oh, look at you. Look at that little head tilt. You are so silly. You're so silly. You're so cute, though. Yeah. You're adorable. Yeah. Hello folks, how do you do? Monochrome Ruins here, and I have a story for you guys today. So, I don't know how many of you follow me on Twitter. It's no big deal if you don't, because honestly, I don't use it that often. But yesterday, I went ahead and I sent out a tweet along the lines of like, the stupidest, most randomest stuff happens to me, it's not a good day. So, I've told a few people about what happened, and after, you know, the initial, like, concern, I guess you could say, they were all just kind of like, wait, what? Because when you first hear this story, it seriously sounds like I made it up. Because just random stuff like this happens to me. But I have a diagram that I'm going to draw out for you guys to show you what happened. I also have the item in question. So yes, I have proof that this indeed did happen, and my life is just this random, okay? So, let me just give you a little bit of backstory just to set this up. So I was getting ready to go drive up to see my fiance yesterday so we could, you know, go out, do some stuff, whatever, Saturday, just go and enjoy it, right? So to get to his house, I hop on the interstate to get up to where he lives. And the interstate that I take is still within city limits, so it's one of those that there's like the buffer, like sound walls that line it all the way down, and it's not like there's a bunch of like grass around or what have you. Like there's like 3 or 4 lanes per like each direction of the highway, and it's like, it's super busy, right? Everyone takes this if you live in the city. And it's also not uncommon for this very fact to find a bunch of crap in the road. Just like people's trash or stuff that is like fallen off of cars, or trucks that are pulled over on the shoulder who are trying to retie their stuff down because it is flying all over the freaking interstate, right? So of course yesterday I got to be the unfortunate soul that got to hit something super random, super stupid, and of course I'd be the one that it has effects on, because I drive a little 4-door sedan and it sits low to the ground. So, you know, if I had like a truck or something, like this would not have been an issue. But of course my car sits like this far off the ground, it seems. So, yes. Anyways, let me jump over to voiceover mode, let me pull up my diagram, and let me just explain to you guys what exactly happened. Alrighty guys, so here is my diagram. I realize there are glares from my light. I'm sorry. I'm recording this real quick because I just want to get this over with. I am so done with this. So anywho, as you can see here is my little diagram. This over here is the shoulder of the road as I have written out. Down here is like when you exit onto the highway, the exit ramp. This is the area where like the interstate is still coming up and then you're exiting on. So that's just like the whole, like, there's no cars here, you can't drive, you know, it's like that type of area. So you can see over here, this is the lane closest to the exit lane, and these are just all the little cars. They don't really matter much, just know that there were cars over there, which is how this happened, right? And here's me right here in the green, and this up here is the item. So, before I tell you exactly what that is, let me just tell you what happened. So, I'm driving off onto the exit ramp here, and there was originally a car in front of me who they merged over like as soon as this area went away. And this is a really long merge lane. It probably lasts for like half a mile. Like, it's really long, okay? So I'm coming up. I haven't merged over yet because there are cars over on my left side, and I know I still have time to get over, and I'm not going to, you know, rush it and get in a wreck. So as I'm driving along, after that car that's here gets in front of me and goes over here, I noticed that there is this item up here on like the left side of the road close to the line here, right? This is a paint bucket, okay? One of the really big 5-gallon paint buckets. And as I'm here, I'm like, okay, you know what? The bucket's right here. I'm right here. And, okay, this isn't to scale because it was a bit bigger the way it was laying in the road. But I was like, I will just drive this way around the bucket and keep on going, right? And if I have to, I'll kind of drive like half in the shoulder, half in the lane, just so that way I don't hit the bucket, I can get around it, all is well, right? Because if I go over to the left side here, I'm going to end up hitting cars because I can still see there's cars coming. So, as I'm driving, keep in mind I'm going like about 55, 60 miles an hour because you have to exit onto the interstate where everyone's already driving like 60. So, I am beginning to come over here to the right side of the paint bucket. And it was pretty windy yesterday, especially when you're on the interstate with cars flying by nonstop. So as I'm coming up here around the bucket decides like last minute, like my car is probably like right through here, okay? The bucket decides to shoot over this way in front of my car, and I was not able, like I was already over pretty far, but I wasn't entirely in the shoulder because there's a bunch of crap over here too, and plus, you know, whatever. So I was far enough over, but last minute, the bucket blew in front of my car. And when this happened, you guys, okay, so this is like the driver's side over here because America, that's how we drive on this side, right? So the bucket doesn't hit, like, because my tire is right here. Sorry, I'm not explaining this well. Okay, these are my tires. Let's just do this. Let's just draw this out, right? So it doesn't hit my tire, thank God, because if the bucket had hit my tire, I can guarantee I would have, like, lost control of the car or something because it was a thick freaking bucket, right? So instead, it hits me, like, right through here, like, right under where I'm driving, like, under my car, and it, busts out like the little like plastic grill that's on my car, and then the bucket shoots over this way and it lands underneath my tire there, so it like skirts entirely underneath my car, okay? And this was like absolutely crazy that this even happened, like, oh my god. So that's basically the diagram. Let me jump back now and give you the rest of the story now that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so now that you've seen the diagram, let me just kind of finish up here. So, I'm driving over on this side, right? It hits underneath my grill, and it's like the loudest gunshot ever. Like, I could visibly see in my rearview mirror the person who was behind me. They weren't like riding my bumper, but they were, you know, decently close behind me. Definitely slammed on their brakes and gave me like 3 extra car lengths of room because they were afraid of this thing shooting out from under my car. So, thankfully, it didn't hit my tire. It just hit where my grill was. And I didn't like lose control of the car at all, which was super good. I didn't hit anyone else. I didn't wreck. The bucket did not dislodge and hit anyone behind me, so that was also really good. But when this happened, I knew obviously I wasn't going to be able to keep driving on this. But I didn't want to pull over into the shoulder because of it being a really freaking busy interstate, and like I didn't want to get hit or anything. So I drive up to the next exit, which is about 1.5 miles away, right? So I pull into that exit, go straight into a gas station that's there. And when I pull into the gas station, this is like a super busy gas station. Some guy's filling up his pump. He goes over to me. He's like, hey, you know you got a paint bucket stuck under your car right now. I was like, yep, I know. And he was like, okay, well try backing up a bit because it was pretty loose when you drove in here. So I back up some, and it's like so close to being out, but it's still like stuck on my bumper. So a different guy comes over. He's like, hey, I've got a jack in the back of my car. Let's go ahead and get your car jacked up. We can get the bucket out and you should be okay. So he brings it over, get my car up, we get that jacked up, we get it out, whatever. And you know when your car is jacked up, it's up, you know, pretty decently high, and then when you put it back down, like your car doesn't slam onto the ground, but you know, there's a decent amount of force when it goes down. So after we put my car back down, we look and we notice where it hit on the driver's side that there is radiator fluid coming out from my radiator. So this guy is like, I've kind of worked on cars, like I'm not an expert, but let me see if I can figure out, you know, like if this is safe for you to drive, essentially. So we jack it back up, we look on that side, and he's like, no, you definitely either hit a fitting or you just like completely screwed up your radiator. I'm not really sure. So, of course, because it's Saturday, there's like hardly any places open. So I call like the one place that's open, and they're like, well, you can drop it by today, but we probably can't look at it till Monday. Sorry about you. So I do that. I get my car towed over because at this point I have no fluid left in my radiator, and I don't want my car to overheat and cause even more problems. So I get it towed over there. They are kind of talking to me, and they're like, either we'll have to replace it or just replace a few pieces. Like, honestly, we're not really sure what's gonna happen. So now I'm stuck waiting until tomorrow to see what the freak a paint bucket did to my car. Like, I'm so mad. Of all the things that it could have been, it's a paint bucket, right? Like, I'm just... it's just frustrating, right? Because I know you're sitting here listening to this like, there's no way in hell this did this. Well, I know I don't have my car right now for proof, and honestly, taking pictures, you wouldn't have been able to see, because looking head on, like, all you see is like my little bit of the grill that's missing. Like, that's it. You don't really see any of the damage. It's all underneath the car. But I guarantee the underneath of my car is this bright puke blue, because I will show you the paint that's still in the bucket. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. Whoever decided to paint this color is a moron, because it's nasty, right? So, let me cut to that real quick, and I will show you what the bucket looks like, because I promise you guys this actually happened. So, I am now out here in my garage with my puppy. Say hi, Trisket! Say hi! Aw, pretty girl. Anyways, so guys, you see, here it is. I'm not making this up. You can tell that this was like the initial kind of like hit point, and then it kind of like turned and it drug like all through this side here, and it's just, look at that blue. Like, how gross is that blue? Like, I know that's just like what the underside of my car looks like now, but this is just like completely just like beat up and stuff. I was so worried as I was driving with this metal scraping on the road, which you can tell it definitely scrapes, with it like sparking up and like setting my car on fire, which might be a little silly, but anyway, it was crazy. So yes, you see, I have the bucket. I am not making this up. This genuinely happened. I had to obviously bag this up in trash bags because of it being wet paint, and when I got towed over to the car mechanic place, I had my purse, a little drawstring bag with like some clothes and stuff, and you know, just odds and ends, and then I had this thing just like slung over my shoulder like this, and I'm just like walking through the place waiting for my ride to come pick me up, and everyone who's in there waiting on like oil changes and stuff are just like looking at me and like side-eyeing me like, what does that chick have in that bag? This is like weird, this is crazy. So I felt kind of bad for the people that I freaked out yesterday, but you know, it helped me to laugh a little bit in the situation. So yeah, just, you know, you probably shouldn't walk around with trash bags over your shoulder like this. Just a life tip for you. Okay, so now you have seen the item in question, so now you know at least there is one story time here on YouTube that is genuine. There is no denying that that was stuck under something that was moving, and that was my car. So that was my yesterday, and it ended up okay. I mean, I was still able to see my fiance, we did stuff, whatever, but totally sucks. I'm still totally mad about it. And then to put the icing on the cake for today, because I am recording this right before it goes live, I burned the crap out of my arm on the oven. It honestly probably doesn't look that bad. It's a little bit welted up. It's just red, but it's just like, really, like, why? Why is this weekend going so poorly? I don't understand. So, I hope your guys' weekend is going much better than mine. If it's currently Mother's Day wherever you live, I hope you guys are doing something to celebrate that, if you do that sort of thing. If you don't, I hope you're just having a good day regardless. And yeah, let me know if you've ever had anything super crazy and unbelievable like this happen to you. Because other people have told me stories of like, oh, I almost hit this or I almost hit that, but you know, like, you don't hear about stuff like this. So let me know if you have any sort of crazy stories, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up here and bid you all farewell. Thank you kindly for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Laters!